Hey gang, this is Vinny Biscotto with the Biscotto Team, and I'm here to talk to you today about pulling equity out of your home. So, a lot of us in North Texas, we have a lot of equity due to the past few years. There was such a demand and people were paying over asking price. So our appreciation really helped us out with the equity, right? And so there's a lot of things that we can do with this equity, but I wanted to point out just one thing that's really important that you pay attention to when considering pulling equity out of your home. What should you do with it, right? So right now, if you have a great rate on your first mortgage and want to leave that in place, you can do a second lien, whether it's an ELOC or a closed-end second, and you can pull cash out, right? So you don't have to even touch your first. But you have to ask yourself, what am I going to be doing with the equity, and am I going to be outperforming the cost of this money? So let's just say that you have a second lien and your rate is 9.5%. Well, what can you do with that equity that is going to save you and outperform the cost of that money? Well, one thing to consider is consolidating credit card debt, because if your average credit card debt is in the 20s, if you're looking at 20%, 23%, especially as things got more expensive, that's something to consider. Would you rather pay 10% on that money, or would you rather pay the 20 plus percent for the credit card for your consumer debt like that? So that's a great way to get great benefit out of those funds. If you can pull the equity out of your home for a cheaper rate than what you're paying for your credit cards and any other debt that you might have, it's definitely something to consider. Secondly, if you're going to pull out that equity and you have the opportunity to invest that and earn more than what you're paying for those funds, that's something to consider and that you definitely want to look at. And you want to go into this process with an open mind as to see what's best for you as far as cost of funds and what you're getting that money, what interest rate you're getting that money for, and what you're planning on doing with it. Right? So there's all types of different uses when people pull equity out of their homes, but I just wanted to highlight just a good rule of thumb is to say, what are you going to do with that money, right? Are you going to pay off debt that has a higher rate than the cost of those funds? Are you going to invest in something that's going to pay you a greater return? That's all understandable. I just want you to have a heads up on it. So if you had been thinking about this and some of the light bulb comes on here as far as, I have a lot of equity and I'd like to maybe look into this, you can call me Vinny at 817-714-5090, or you can reach us at thebiscottoteam.com. And remember, for all your mortgage needs, talk to Vinny. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.